I am Professor Augustine A Thomas. This presentation about the much famed Shakespearean drama As You Like It is the eighth in the series. The earlier 7 presentations were on King Lear, Othello, Hamlet, Macbeth, Antony and Cleopatra, The Tempest, and The Merchant of Venice. The illustrious audience of Safalam Pala has made this new and enterprising venture possible for me. There have been feedbacks from innumerable circles and groups, including students of literature, research scholars, and devotees of Shakespeare, that these presentations have become a boon for them, especially in these corona times, where normal human activities are remaining partly intercepted. I also hope that by listening to these audios, more and more people will be able to improve their English language skills. Now we will come to the topic. As You Like It is a universally liked drama of Shakespeare. The very title rings in our ears, giving scope for a multitude of possibilities in enjoying as well as in interpreting this super dramatic composition. As You Like It, 12th Night, and Much Ado About Nothing are treated as belonging to a group of comedies bearing titles such as festive comedies, sunny comedies, mature comedies, romantic comedies, etc. These three dramas show Shakespeare's maturity in the craft of comedy writing. Let us see how the meaning shifts as you change the intonation of As You Like It. Intonation is the stress or emphasis you lay on a particular word or syllable which determines the meaning of the sentence. We will see what happens in 3 different intonations. 1. As you like it. 2. As you like it. 3. As you like it. This Shakespearean drama owes its sweetness partly to its title also. It is as you like it. The reader has no choice but to like it. When the drama unfolds, you will get convinced that you will have to like it, and also like its characters like Duke Senior, Rosalind, Celia, Orlando, Touchstone, Jacques, Silvius, Phoebe, Audrey, and so on. They are all characters for whom the dictum, sweet are the uses of adversity, becomes the catchword of their life. This drama is laid in France, mainly in the imaginary forest of Arden there. This communion with nature and naturalness only makes the life of the characters more meaningful and true to life. They all enjoy their carefree existence in the idyllic and spontaneous atmosphere of the forest of Arden. The famous critic H.B. Charlton in his book Shakespearean Comedy, speaks of how Shakespeare's comedies are different from classical comedy writers like Plautus and Terence. He also draws a difference between Shakespeare's earlier comedies as a group and his mature comedies as another group, and also his later romances as yet another group. Dramas like Measure for Measure, Troilus and Cressida, Merry Wives of Windsor, Love's Labor is Lost, the comedy of Errors, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, and All is Well that Ends Well form the first group. The underlying mood in these plays is one of bitter cynicism. They are more satirical in content. However, the festive comedies differ completely from this paradigm. Charlton regards As You Like It, Twelfth Night, and Much Ado About Nothing as Shakespeare's greatest triumphs in comedy, as the dramatist consummation. With them, Shakespearean comedy realizes its most perfect form, Shakespeare's comic idea, that is his vision of human happiness in this world of men and women, is richer, deeper, more sustained, and more satisfying than in any other of his plays. They are also, technically speaking, his happiest examples of the characteristically Elizabethan romantic comedy. Substantially, these dramas are the projection of an artist's ripest wisdom. In these plays, the apparent diversity is molded into unity by what Coleridge would have called later as plastic imaginative power. The main characters in these plays inspire us to be happy with them. They do not merely cajole us into laughing at them. Therein lies the fundamental difference between classical comedy and Shakespearean comedy. Classical comedy is conservative, its manner is satire, and its standpoint is public common sense. But Shakespearean comedy is more imaginative and venturesome. Shakespearean comedy is finally not satiric, it is poetic. It is not conservative, it is creative. It is an artist's vision, not a critic's exposition. Its heroes as well as heroines are voyagers in pursuit of a happiness not yet attained, exploring into brave new worlds. Song and music irradiate these plays. See how the drama Twelfth Night opens. If music be the food of love, play on. Give me an excess of it. Enjoyment par excellence is the main purpose. Another noteworthy characteristic of these comedies is the enthronement of women as queen of comedy. It has not happened just accidentally. Shakespeare's menfolk, a Hamlet or a Macbeth or an Othello, may have subtler intellect, a more penetrating imagination, or a more irresistible passion. These heroes, in effect, are out of harmony with themselves, and so they are fraught with a tragic doom. Their personality is a march of mighty forces out of equipoise. They lack the balance of a durable spiritual organism. It was in women that Shakespeare found this equipoise. In his women, hand and heart and brain are fused into a practicable union, each contributing to the other. Heroines like Rosalind, Viola, and Beatrice are guided by an intuitive insight. In these ripest of Shakespeare's comedies, comedy is seeking to elucidate the moral art of securing happiness by translating the stubbornness of fortune into a sweet existence. Shakespeare's heroes and heroines are not sworn crusaders for a universal regeneration. They are not idealists with a surge of philanthropic sentiment. They are conscious of the obligations of common sense only. In his comedies, Shakespeare is not carrying out ethical preaching. He is revealing that love is one way to supreme happiness on this earth. We are permitted to see it, and let us be aware of the axiom that seeing is believing. Now we will come to the drama proper. In the opening scene, we meet the hero of the play, Orlando. He is a handsome youth, the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. This Sir Roland de Boys was a good old veteran, highly respected in social circles. Orlando is seen in a desperate mood because he is totally crushed by his eldest brother, Oliver. This Oliver is a wicked person, cherishing hatred towards Orlando. Thus, Orlando is denied not only education but proper food also. He is treated as a slave only. Nowadays, Oliver has gone to the extent of thoroughly destroying Orlando by underhand means. He has employed Charles, the wrestler, to have a wrestling match with Orlando on the coming day. Oliver privately instructs Charles thus: I will tell thee, Charles, it is a stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger. Charles agrees to do so. When Charles departs, Oliver bursts into a soliloquy. It brings out all his crookedness. It is thus: now will I stir this gamester. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he. Yet he is gentle, never schooled, and yet learned, full of noble device, of all sorts enchantingly beloved, and indeed so much in the heart of the world, and especially of my own people, who best know him, that I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy hither thither, which now I will go about. In Act 1, Scene 2, we see the wrestling competition being staged in the lawn before the palace of Duke Frederick. This Frederick has banished his elder brother, the rightful duke, and has usurped his kingdom. The banished duke, who is titled in the drama as Duke Senior, is presently living in the seclusion of the vast forest of Arden, with some of his loyal followers like Lords Jacques and Amiens. He had a daughter named Rosalind, who is a paragon of all virtues and a personification of beauty. Duke Frederick has just one daughter named Celia. He retained Rosalind in the court to be the companion of Celia. These two cousins are very close and sincere friends also. Now, Rosalind is seen a bit gloomy. Whenever she thinks of the pitiable condition of her banished father, she tends to wed more and more loneliness. Celia tries her level best to cheer her cousin up. When they are in such a mood, the fool touchstone enters. All the people in the palace like him so much for his sharp and ready wits and witticisms, which are capable of lifting up anybody from the quagmire of segregation and depression. At this point, Lebo, a courtier, enters. He announces that a wrestling match is going to happen there in a few minutes. To pass the time, the ladies also decide to see the match. Although ordinarily they don't go for such pastimes. Orlando and Charles are well prepared for the wrestling. Rosalind and Celia look at Orlando and understand that he is so young and good looking. They talk to him and try to dissuade him from the match. But Orlando thankfully turns down their request, saying that he is so unwanted in this world, and so he has nothing to lose even if he dies. However, just contrary to the expectation, Charles is overthrown and Orlando emerges the victor. Duke Frederick congratulates him. He asks about his parentage. Orlando tells that he is a son of Sir Roland de Boys. Frederick is suddenly displeased, for he was treating Sir Roland as his staunch enemy. Rosalind and Celia come near Orlando. They convey their appreciation. Rosalind even goes to the extent of taking out a chain from her neck and giving it to Orlando. Eventually, when Orlando is left alone, Lebo the courtier approaches him. Please listen to the conversation between them. Lebo: good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place, albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause and love. Yet such is now the Duke's condition, that he misconstrues all that you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is indeed more suits you to conceive than I to speak of. Orlando: I thank you, sir, and pray you tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that here were at the wrestling? Lebo: neither his daughter, if we judge by manners, but yet indeed the smaller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, and here detained by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late this Duke has taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you. Orlando, I rest much bound unto you. Fare you well. When labor goes away, Orlando bursts out into a soliloquy. It is thus. Thus must I, from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant duke unto a tyrant brother, but heavenly Rosalind. By now, Celia has understood that Rosalind has already fallen in love with Orlando. In this matter, she only encourages her cousin. Duke Frederick has become displeased with Rosalind, and he orders that she should leave that place within 10 days.